I'm very proud of Veronica. Just a couple of things first. I met Veronica in 1999. She was coaching Centennial, as you've all heard, or lying toward the goal. And I was a new official. At the time, when I predicted she would become one of my closest and dearest friends. As a coach, she was not an official's friend. She is what we call a screamer. She screamed at us. She screamed at her players. And then after the game, she'd be like, "Thank you very much." So when she moved to Florida, we all were kind of, was that a good thing or a bad thing? She moved to Florida. About a year later, I was the signer. I get a phone call from a fellow ref. "I think Veronica's back." Okay, so sure enough, Veronica started the program at Centennial. She came back. She was teaching again in Fulton County. And Riverwood found out that she was teaching at Hertz Ferry Elementary School, and they convinced her to go ahead and help them start their program. Because, as I'm sure her husband would tell you, she has a very hard time saying no to people. So after having her child, she came to me and said, "I don't think I'm going to go back to teaching, but I think I'd like to be an official." So she went to training in my basement at the time, and back to Centennial for her field training. She embraced being an official. She became a member of our executive board of the Georgia Women's Lacrosse Umpiring Board and volunteered to take over our youth training and junior training. As you all have heard tonight, youth is growing tremendously, and Bentley Bozier and I did some training, and then it kind of went away again, and so she decided to take it on, and she basically implemented a training model for youth, women's youth or junior officials in Georgia that is actually used by other boards all over the country. And for that, I know our board is grateful, and I know the youth administrators are grateful in that they are getting better certified, better trained officials. After having success with that, she decided to be more active in the Georgia Lacrosse Foundation, where she was president from 2008 to 2012. And during that time, most of her focus again was on the youth program, where she and several other executive board members tried to better organize the MELA League, which I think they had done successfully, and it is now moving forward as one group. She's also the current president of the Georgia Women's Lacrosse Umpire Board. She also assigns high school lacrosse, high school rec lacrosse, youth lacrosse, as well as college club lacrosse. She has co-assigners, but she is the head youth assigner, which is a lot of work. It's a lot of thankless work. It's a lot of texting teenagers at 10 o'clock on a Friday night saying, "Please, can you get to Shorty Hill Park by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning?" I hope you're awake. As stated, also, Veronica's a local girl. She played, she moved to Cobb County from Maryland, and she graduated Lassiter High School, where they didn't have lacrosse. She graduated Berry College, where they didn't have lacrosse, but both, as you know, Lassiter has an amazing lacrosse program, and then Berry College now has a lacrosse program. She has officiated, I believe she's going into her 9th season, and she's been assigning, I figured that out because when Cameron was born, he started. And then she's been assigning with me on the high school side for about 7 years. Currently, she is one of our highest ranked collegiate umpires, and I believe she intends to pursue her national rating in 2014. As I stated, she's a great friend and colleague, and as my husband pointed out as I was working on this, he's like, "She calls our house more than your mother." And I think her husband would say that I probably call her house more than her mother. Although when I call now, Andrew, her 2-year-old, is like, "Nunu, Nunu," and I am not Nunu. But I think we probably are in competition for how many times we call each other. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Veronica Hewgley. Veronica.
Wow, this is so exciting. Like everybody said, I moved here in 1991.
from Arnold, Maryland, and when I moved here, there was no lacrosse. I asked people, is there lacrosse here? They looked at me like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I would try to explain, like a basket, there's a basket, I don't know. And I said, this stick, well, what is the basket for? So obviously I knew that I was not going to get anywhere with lacrosse. So I went on my merry way, and I started teaching in 1999. Actually, I started teaching in 1997. 99, I'm looking through the website, Fulton County, and I see Centennial needs a coach for lacrosse. And I thought, what is this? So I contacted Shay Barber, who was the Fulton County employee. I was a Fulton County employee, but he worked at Centennial, and he said, yes, we're going to have lacrosse. And I was like, great. I know more than most of the people down here, so I can help you. It's like, great. So here I am now. I'm a coach at Centennial. I remember going to Newtown Park, before it was Newtown Park, and that lower field, if anybody's been at Newtown Park, that lower field, we cleaned up rocks, and we raked it, and we cleaned it, and all my little players went with me. We had such a good time. So think of me when you're on that field down there, raking rocks, and Pam helped me at Centennial. But we started, yes, I was at Westminster. 3-2 was that final score. Centennial lost. But Eric Rudolph gave me the game ball. And I still have it. Andrew plays with it, but it's okay. This is just so exciting. I love lacrosse. It's wonderful to see everybody here. Everybody's continuing. There's young people. Look at the young people here who are going to grow this sport. And Dave, you are so right. The camaraderie, I cannot speak to the lacrosse community and the camaraderie that we have. I think it is completely different than any other sport. We are like a little family here. We take care of our own. We're helpful. We want, and I think even more so in Georgia, we want our friends to succeed. We want to see, if we're South Forsyth, we still want to see North Forsyth succeed. We want to see Cobb County succeed, and we all do what we can to grow those programs, and I love it. This is why the sport is it's growing so fast, because we're all taking an active role in making it better, and I think we all do a good job. I'm really very happy. I have a speech here, and I'm not even using it. I'm just so excited. I love it. Okay. I'm just going to go into thanking who I need to thank. He's right. The spouses should probably get the award because Chip, everybody who knows Chip knows that he is the most wonderful person in the world. He watches our 3 kids, and he does it with a smile on his face. Yes, honey, go do whatever you need to do. You need to work 27 games in 1 week? Great. I'll give a 2-year-old who's throwing balls everywhere. I can't thank you enough. Joan McKenna, who I don't think are here, they had a kid who wanted to play lacrosse at Centennial, and they fought that athletic director to get it started. And you're right, it's the parents. Parents have a kid that want to play, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get that kid going wherever he needs to go. So Joe and Joan McKenna from Centennial, I thank them. Hold on. Who else? My friends, Rena, Ashley. Love you guys. Paul. Love you, Paul. You guys are great. Who else? Nikki. Keeping it real, telling me I'm living the dream every day. And now she's living the dream. I gave her the presidentialness. It's good. Who else? Pam, she coached with me. I'll tell you a little bit about my coaching skills. Yes, I may have been the first coach at Centennial. Sarah Finney, who actually went and played William & Mary. Yes, she went and played William & Mary.
No, Mary Washington.
Mary Washington. Even better. So she sees me like 10 years later. Here she is, all grown. You know what you told me? I said, no, I don't remember what I told you. She said, take the ball and run. This is why I now officiate. here who is going to continue to grow the sport. We appreciate you. Go out, do good things. Spread it all over. Augusta, we got girls. We need to get boys down in Augusta. So somebody who knows anybody in Augusta, let's get down there. This is great. I appreciate it. Thank you all so very much.